Hello everyone, Super Smash 77 here, back with another video, and today I'll be going over all my E3 predictions that are not related to Nintendo. I was originally going to do a Nintendo video first, but since Xbox's conference is tomorrow, I should probably get this one out first. But anyway, getting right into it. Starting with Square Enix, my first prediction is we will be hearing about the Kingdom Hearts free DLC and hopefully seeing some gameplay, because if we don't hear or see anything about it here, then we're going to have to wait until Tokyo Game Show, and while that isn't too far away, I prefer to see it now than later. As far as what it is, I do think the Remind portion of the DLC will be about Xion, and might even give us a playable Xion, who knows. And I think the rest of it is basically just going to be boss battles, probably something similar to the Cavern of Remembrance from Kingdom Hearts 2, that allows us to play harder versions of pretty much all the end game boss battles, hopefully separated, because while I do like them being kind of teamed up towards the end, I do still kind of prefer to play them separated. I just think it's, I don't know, I just think it feels better than having them all together. It's a bit too chaotic, but at the same time I still hope they give us an option to play against them teamed up in a harder version of the fight, and even make new combinations, you know, like maybe have Marluxia, Ansem, and Zigbar. I don't know. That would be pretty cool too. But yeah, I think pretty much everything else is just going to be that and new boss battles. Like maybe we can get a boss battle against some of the new enemies of the next Kingdom Hearts game. You know, I won't spoil who that is, but if you played, you probably know who I'm talking about. Maybe it will give us Sephiroth again. Who knows? Maybe it will add in Final Fantasy characters in general. Who could say? But one thing I do hope they add, you know, and I kind of touched on this with playable Xion, I hope they give us more playable characters, even if we can only use them in, like, you know, Cavern of Remembrance, if they do add something similar to Kingdom Hearts free. Because there was one thing I was disappointed about the game. You know, the whole theme of the game is 7 lights versus 13 darknesses, but there's only 3 playable characters, so that was pretty disappointing. You know, I was really hoping there was going to be at least 7. And I know that's a lot, but, you know, like I said, the whole theme of the game was 7 versus 13. So I'm really hoping they add more playable characters, even if it is only in one mode. You know, because I want to play as Xion, I want to play as Axel, I want to play, you know, more as Riku, I want to play, you know, as Van, as Aqua, you know. I want to play as everyone, so that would be really nice. Moving along, though, I do think we'll be hearing something about Final Fantasy VII, which is already confirmed. I really don't have many predictions about this. I just hope they improve the gameplay, because I was not liking the battle system based on the last trailer. I mean, the game looks fantastic, but the battle system, it just, I don't know, man. It doesn't really look like enemies, like, move when you hit them. They just, you know, stand there, and it looks like while you're hitting them, they can still hit you, and I never really liked that. You know, I liked it when enemies stagger. You know, when you hit them, they'll actually be in, like, hit stun. You know, they can't just retaliate. But who knows, maybe the dodging in the game is so quick that even if an enemy tried to attack you, you can just instantly dodge out of the way. Which, if that's the case, that's fine. Then stagger is not necessary. But I just really hope the combat's good. Maybe the trailer they had before just didn't show, you know, just wasn't good representation of the gameplay. But we'll have to see. And also, as someone who has not played the original Final Fantasy VII and has only played Crisis Core, I really hope we get some more Crisis Core content. You know, I heard the game is still apparently going to be episodic, so if we could get a Crisis Core episode, that would be great. Or just a complete Crisis Core remake at some point, I don't know. But that would be fantastic, and I would love that. Alright, up next, I do think we're going to see something about their Avengers game, which, I mean, once again, already confirmed. Don't really have any specific predictions about this. I just hope it's good. I do think it's going to be a multiplayer game, so we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, I like multiplayer games, though when it comes to superhero stuff, I do prefer single-player games. But at the end of the day, I just hope it's good. I hope it's fun. And that's pretty much it. Next, I hope, even though it's unlikely, I hope we see or hear something Nier related. I mean, I do know they're probably going to talk about the Final Fantasy XIV dungeon that's going to be happening with Nier, but I hope we hear about, you know, a remake of the original, or a new game, a sequel to Automata. I don't know, but I really want something new with Nier besides just, you know, crossovers of other games, you know? I mean, I would love to see 2B and Smash though, just saying. But yeah, I just want to see something new Nier related. I do wonder if they were to remake the original game, would they still keep like stuff from both versions, or would they just remaster the original Japanese version? I would think they would keep both because there wasn't really that big of a difference between the West and the Japanese version, so it shouldn't be that hard to add it in, but I guess first they'd have to announce the game before we can even start thinking about stuff like that. And lastly, for Square Enix, I do think we will get a Final Fantasy spin-off. I don't know what it will be, but I do think they are going to announce something Final Fantasy related that's not part of the mainline series. Now moving on to pretty much everything else that's not Nintendo, I think we're going to see a new anime game revealed at Xbox's press conference since it's happened the last 2 years. Last year it was Jump Force, and the year before that it was Dragon Ball FighterZ. So there are some rumors saying that it will be actually a Godzilla game this year by Arc Systems, although I'm not sure how real that is. And personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Godzilla, so I do kind of hope it's something else, but I still think a Godzilla fighting game would be cool. But if it was literally an anime fighting game, I hope it's Naruto or maybe Hunter x Hunter versus Yu Yu Hakusho. That would be a dream come true, because both of those animes are fantastic and kind of underrated. Not so much Hunter x Hunter nowadays, but Yu Yu Hakusho is still very underrated. Moving along, another kind of unlikely thing, I hope we get some Devil May Cry 5 DLC announced. I know they already said development's completed and they have no plans for DLC, and it's probably more likely that we'll get a special edition sometime in the future. But if they did announce it, I hope we get playable Virgil with a story mode that goes over what happened to him after Devil May Cry 1 all the way to Devil May Cry 4, and then hopefully playable Lady, and I suppose Trish as well with their own story mode, would be pretty great. I just hope they make Lady's melee combo not as slow as it was in Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, and I hope Virgil has a double jump because it feels so weird playing a character without one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it's unlikely, but I really do hope it happens because Devil May Cry 5 is such a fantastic game. Next, I do think we will get something Resident Evil related, whether that's RE3 Remake, or Resident Evil 8, or DLC for RE2 because that game is fantastic. I would really like a Ada campaign. Don't know how likely that is, but I would love it. But yeah, something Resident Evil related. I'm not the biggest Resident Evil fan, so I don't know which one of those is most likely. But like I said, I really did enjoy Resident Evil Remake 2, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we're going to see some type of Halo trailer for Halo Infinite at the Xbox conference. I just hope the gameplay looks good. You know, I really did enjoy the multiplayer of 5, and of course I love Halo 2, so I just hope it's somewhere as good as those two to me. But one thing I did not like about 5 was the campaign, so hopefully they really improve the campaign, because that was terrible. I barely played that campaign because just of what I've seen of it, it's just, no. They really need to fix the campaign more than anything for Halo Infinite. Next, I do think we will see something Banjo-Kazooie related at Xbox's conference at E3, whether that's just a cameo in another game, a remake slash remaster, well, another remaster I guess, of the original games, or a completely new game. I don't know, but I do think we will see something with Banjo-Kazooie at E3. And I also think they'll probably show a new trailer for Battletoads, since they announced that last E3 and I don't think they've said anything on it so far. And finally, I think at E3 they will announce some DLC for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which was a fantastic game. And I guess the real question is, in terms of the DLC, will it take place after the main game or before the main game? And personally, I think it's going to take place technically before. It will basically be a mission that takes place in the past where you're fighting like Tomoe among other characters, similar to Lady Butterfly in the main game. And yeah, because I think everything revolving the true ending and everything that happens after the game, I think is going to be in a sequel. But I could be wrong, you know, maybe it won't happen in a sequel and they will actually give us all that in a DLC. We're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that most of the stuff I just said happens at E3, but it is kind of unlikely that even half of this will happen. But I've been Super Smash 77. I'll see you in the next one. Over and out.